Milk and Cookies edition of Warchant.com recruiting news with Michael Langston. I'm Aslan Hajavani. Thanks for being here, joining us on this Tuesday morning. Hit the thumbs up on everybody, right? Michael, show the love. Hit the thumbs.
Absolutely. Always hit the thumbs up button. Helps us promote all these great videos and certainly good news. And if it's bad news, certainly it still helps. So definitely hit the like button for us.
Let's get to it, man. It's been a late night, early morning. D'Mitri Emmanuel. We've been hearing this name floating about. You've been keeping tabs on it. Heavy interest between both sides, it sounds like, and it finally came to a head on Monday night when he tweeted out that he was going to be coming to Florida State. I will show the tweet to prove it to you folks here momentarily. But what do we know about D'Mitri Emmanuel and this sort of a relationship between him and Alex Atkins and how it came to be where he chose Florida State, Michael?
Yeah, that school should look familiar. Charlotte, that's where Alex Atkins is from. He coached him as a youngster at a young age. There's a close connection there. We've mentioned him for about almost to a month. This is a guy to know because of that relationship, and then also, and I'd heard behind the scenes that D'Mitri preferred FSU because he trusts Atkins. He knows that's where. And once he hit the portal, that was the place he wanted to be. He was very proactive about, hey, that's. I mean, he was definitely telling FSU and people within his circles like FSU is where I wanted to be. Then of course he visited today. I think he's been here for a few days at FSU. And then I think he's actually been here a couple of times just on his own. But I think it's just a situation where this is where he wanted to be, and as long as FSU wanted him, which is what I mentioned, from the start, I felt like this was going to be the place. I got a call last night, said, "Hey, I've heard he's going to be on campus," so we made sure we passed it along to as a nugget on our board. Made sure I put that up there, and then today he pulls the trigger and commits. So I don't think FSU was surprised. I think they felt good, and regardless with Miami offering, Boston College offering, I don't think they were really worried about that. I think they felt good that if they push, they're going to get this kid, and they pushed and they got it done.
Mike Norvell also tweeting out congratulations and excitement. What is Florida State getting in this guy, Michael? I mean, he's started 24 games. He's a super senior, sixth season, so I think he's age 22 or 23. This kid is quite developed. Is this a guy that can maybe compete day one for a starting job at Florida State, do you think?
I think it's going to be a strong competition with when he's in there. Certainly, you can't exclude his experience. I mean, he can play right tackle. He can play the tackle position. He can play the guard position. I think probably the two positions to focus on with him would be right tackle or the guard position. I lean more towards guard because I think he does that the best. But I think you can put him at either place, and I think you feel good. His pass pro is pretty good from what I've seen before as far as his pass pro grade. So it's dropped down a little bit since Atkins left, but when Atkins was there, it was extremely good. So I think he's a guy that certainly is going to help your unit a lot. You maybe can you know, it gives you more things that you can juggle as far as your offensive line with maybe Darius Washington and these other guys, and certainly you have Bless Harris who Irish Chappelle's talked about, he feels good about what he brings. So you give more options in there and you get a productive guy. I'm not going to say guarantee he'll be a starter, but I think he'd have a good shot in that battle. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being the starter. I'm not going to predict the starter, but I think he's a productive guy that certainly makes your offensive line better. I would say, a good amount of better.
3 year starting tackle at Charlotte. That's a little bit better pedigree than Lamar, which is where Bless Harris came from. Bless Harris is pretty much running with the top tier offense during spring football. So, I mean, if you want to talk about apples to apples, I think playing in Charlotte's probably a little bit step up than FCS Lamar. And this kid for 3 years, he's played over 1,500 snaps. Again, he started over 24 games. To Michael's point, he's played both a tackle and guard, primarily tackle, but kind of got thrust into duty last season. It looks like playing guard a little bit. Didn't finish out last season. Not sure for what reason. I can't find any sort of information on an injury, but Charlotte 49er football, maybe not the most covered program out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, this kind of just goes to show that this staff remains committed to getting this thing done quickly and using the portal, Michael. So I guess just does this kind of continue on the thought process you had about how important the portal is going to be for this program and this coaching staff here in the short term?
I think it's vital. They know that they need players immediately. Most cases, high school kids aren't going to be able to give you that. I mean, there's occasionally you have a Sam McCall and a Zare Thomas, and guys that are really elite that are going to see the field and play a lot. But the odds are you want to go after experienced guys that you can count on that can help you right away, like a Micah Pittman or stuff like that. So I think it's a thing they have to do. It's just what they do, and I'm sure I'm pretty confident they're not done. I think they're going to continue to monitor the portal and whatever. If there's a tackle that jumps out to them, that left tackle, they're not gonna pass on that. They're gonna jump on. There's a linebacker that jumps out to them. They're going to pursue it. We've already seen them pursue DBs. They've got several guys, that they're certainly still interested in JUCO and whatnot. So I think they're going to continue to attack this portal with the needs they need. They feel like they need a DB or a linebacker or another tackle. They're going to get it done.
Michael, just before we go out, I mean, this you mentioned that you've been talking about this kid for over a month. Just why do you think it? I don't want to say it took so long, kind of in a negative light by any means, but this obviously was a kid that Alex Atkins knew well. This is a kid that knew Alex Atkins well as well. There's a need there on offensive line. I mean, why do you think this process, the timeline was a timeline for this particular prospect and this commitment?
Well, I think they were also evaluating a lot of different guys. I think this was always the guy that was mentioned to me when I talked to my FSU contacts. This was the guy, and you do your background search. You want to make sure you let other schools, see what they're going to pursue. But when you have something in your back pocket like this, I think it gives you more flexibility to take your time. They knew that Meach wanted to be there. I think that was made very clear to me when I talked to my FSU contacts. They were very clear that Meach wanted to be at FSU. So when you have something in your hand and this guy's been coached by Atkins, which is another thing I like, the offensive line coach is extremely familiar with his skills, what he does, his mindset. So I think when you do that, you can take your time to see, hey, something else might pop up there that maybe is a little bit better or whatnot. So I think it's just doing your due diligence and making sure you're taking the best quality guy that you can get that's going to really benefit your program. And I think that's what FSU did. But I think FSU was also very confident that, hey, if they push, they're going to get this kid, because the word I got was this kid was heavily pushing, FSU, that was the place that he preferred to be at. And so I wasn't really surprised at all when he pulled the trigger, tonight after visiting FSU. And I think overall they just got the job done.
Again, D'Mitri Emmanuel from Charlotte went ahead and committed over Twitter on Monday night. He's a 6'2", 306-pound offensive lineman, a 3-year starter for the 49ers, 24 consecutive starts over the 19, 20, and 21 season. He did enroll in 17, so this would be his 6th season. Fun facts from his bio, Michael. Born in London, England. He's got a sister. He's lived in 4 different countries: England, Nigeria, Jamaica, and the States. He moved to America back in 2012, and he threw the shot put, or putt, whatever, and discus. So there you go.
He's got some Menelik Watson type of stuff.
Nope.
Menelik's also from England, so maybe that works out pretty well for FSU. I think he had a pretty good career at FSU, so I really like this pickup. I mean, that's the one thing we haven't talked about. Like, how do I feel? I really like this pickup. I think it's going to be a very beneficial pickup for FSU. I just like it. I think it fits. It gives you more options on your offensive line, and I like. Other thing I like is that the staff is not slowing down. They're not telling you like, hey, oh, May Purse is gone, we're not going to go after guys. They're still going after dudes, and they're still trying to fix this roster. And that if you're looking for anything for Seminole fans to get excited about, that enough will tell you that this staff has been relentless in getting that. And I think adding a guy like this guy is only going to help you going forward.
There you go. D'Mitri Emmanuel, again, committed to Florida State, transfer offensive lineman. I'll go ahead and say it. It probably will start week 1. I just think he's probably, I don't know if I don't think 15 practices is going to be enough to put enough distance between him and a kid that played at Lamar. No offense to Lamar, man, shout out. But Again, it just kind of seems like there's a good fit there. And if not, maybe on the interior, because we don't know how Darius Washington's healing from his injury. So, what's going on with the Premier Recruiting Board? I'm sure you're going to catch up with them at some point and probably have some more information, right, Michael?
Yeah, we're looking to catch up with D'Mitri very soon. Me and Austin are trying to get up with him. I've reached out to him. Austin's doing so. We're hoping to get a Q&A with him, maybe discuss this stuff if he hadn't already enrolled at FSU. So hopefully we'll get that, and then obviously throughout the week we'll monitor any kind of transfer portal activity. I think the coaching visits are done, so it's mainly we'll have that coming up. Busy June. I've already discussed that. We're going to be at camp a lot at FSU camp, and then me and Aslan are going to hit the road a little bit and see a couple of dudes, this week. So we got that coming up. So that's kind of some stuff on my end of what we got rolling.
All right. Yeah, I accidentally scheduled a visit to get my hair cut on Wednesday. I need to probably reschedule it because we're going to be doing some stuff. For Michael,
Yeah.
I'm Aslan. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. We just gave you good news for free. Thanks to Michael. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, bud.